Well, good evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Grant Olson is away tonight. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Here are a few of the stories that we have coming up for you this evening. Beginning today, fire restrictions in the unincorporated areas of Chelan County will be lowered to a Stage 1. We'll tell you what that means for you. And the Wenatchee Reclamation District says October 13th is the date it will drain the 34 miles of irrigation canals that it controls throughout the Wenatchee Valley. Hot again tomorrow and Sunday, with big weather changes coming our way next week. Dan Kuntz will be along a little bit later on to share the full weather outlook for you. But first, our top story tonight. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies say they've solved a series of trailhead vehicle prowls dating back to June and spanning 2 counties. 28-year-old Sierra Lee Cotter of Everett pleaded guilty Wednesday to forgery and third-degree theft after using a debit card last June that was stolen from a parked vehicle. The illicit purchase helped deputies connect Cotter and one other person to 2 vehicle prowls at Chelan County trailheads, 10 in Snohomish County trailheads, and 2 on national park land. Cotter was sentenced to the 20 days she had already served since her arrest in August, plus 2 years probation. The sheriff's office says a male suspect is likely to face charges in Snohomish County, also related to the thefts. Chelan County and other municipalities are moving into their budget period when officials decide how to spend taxpayers' money for the next year. Nicole Thompson was formerly the business manager for the Chelan County Regional Justice Center before being named the budget director for the county as a whole. It's a newly created position, and on the Chelan County Connection podcast, Thompson said her job for the next 3 months will be nothing but numbers.
I was in public accounting before this, and my father is a retired CPA, so I think I come by it honestly. I am not one to do fast math in my head, but I do like to work with spreadsheets and calculations, providing comparisons and what-if scenarios, as well as reviewing past transactions to help plan for the future. This budget cycle did start on July 11th. That is when we did the initial budget call. And that just allows our departments to enter their requested budgets into our accounting software so they can later be reviewed. We will then have budget hearings, and there's more to the process, but we look to adopt our budget in the beginning of December.
Well, COVID-19 boosters are recommended as Washington moves into the respiratory virus season. Hospitalizations for COVID have begun to rise slightly across the state. The Washington Department of Health carried out an online press briefing today, encouraging residents to get their doses of the updated vaccine, which aims to protect against newer variants of the pandemic disease.
We know, and we've talked about this for the last couple of years when we were asked by the media about, do we believe that it's going to be an annual thing about COVID vaccine? And the answer is that's where we are now, similar to the flu shot, that this updated vaccine is really that. It protects against updated variants that are currently circulating, and it's especially important for seniors, those with, again, certain health conditions, at-risk populations, those in congregate settings like nursing homes, and assisted living settings, et cetera. We want to make sure that we are really looking at the updated vaccine as one of those tools to continue to protect ourselves as we get into respiratory season.
Right now, the percentage of hospitalizations associated with COVID have been increasing since July. While this number is still much lower than it has in previous seasons, it's a pretty significant increase. You can see in the red here, this is 2023. Compared to prior years, we're much lower, but we are seeing at the tail end of this a gradual increase.
Fire restrictions in the unincorporated areas of Chelan County were lowered to Stage 1 today. In Stage 1, homeowners can have residential campfires in a designated campfire area, though restrictions on the outdoor open burning of grass, leaves, and brush and other natural materials remains until at least October 1st. As restrictions lower, Chelan County Fire Marshal Stephen Rinaldi reminds folks that the area is still very fire-prone. The county's valley zone remains at a very high danger level and high in the mountain zone. Rinaldi said that people should continue to use caution if they are planning to have a campfire. Fire season is just not over yet. When we come back, a Wenatchee Valley firefighter sets off on an ambitious swim down the length of Lake Chelan, all to raise money for families being treated at Children's Hospital. We'll tell you all about that adventure. I'm Jefferson Robbins, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi everybody, Dan Coos alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Irrigation season is officially coming to an end. The Wenatchee Reclamation District says October 13th is the date it will drain the 34 miles of irrigation canals that it controls throughout the Wenatchee Valley. The district has managed those canals as well as the pipeline bridge across the Wenatchee River since 1915. You can expect to see irrigation water to return to those channels sometime in spring 2024. Chelan PUD staff are on the move next week. In-person services at the Public Utility District's campus on 5th Street will temporarily close beginning Monday, September 18th through Friday, September 22nd, while staff relocate to the new Old Station location. In-person services will resume at the new service center the following week on Monday, the 25th of September. If you've been wondering what the Old Station building looks like from the inside, you're in luck. The PUD is holding a grand opening on Saturday, October 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for folks to take a tour of the facility and visit the different learning stations. Wenatchee firefighter Captain Brandon Kuntz set out this morning on his solo swim of Lake Chelan. His fundraising 50-mile swim is in honor of infant Jacqueline Parker, the child of Kuntz's friends, who passed away just 2 days after birth. Kuntz has already received over $12,000 in donations to his fundraiser, which benefits the Greatest Needs Fund at Seattle Children's Hospital to help families in similar situations. Kuntz expects to finish his swim sometime Sunday morning near Campbell's Resort. You can find updates on his Facebook page. What better way to enjoy the last of the summer heat than an outdoor cinema experience? There are 3 upcoming outdoor movies on offer. Movie in the Park returns to Lincoln Park this Saturday, hosted by Wenatchee's Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Office. The 2011 film Puss in Boots will be shown from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The event is free to attend, and people are invited to bring blankets or chairs. For updates and more information, visit the City of Wenatchee's online calendar. Omi Gardens Movies in the Garden series has 2 remaining showings, Wall-E on September 22nd, and the 1984 Ghostbusters film, October 6th at 7 p.m. Showtimes are based on when the sun is estimated to set. Tickets there are $6 per person, but children 2 and under are free. For updates or to purchase tickets online, visit Omi Gardens' website. Well, coming up next, Ag Supply of Wenatchee is 90 years old, and they're celebrating the occasion this weekend. We'll tell you more about that in tonight's feature story. And our unseasonably warm weather continues this weekend with a major cool down on the way next week. Dan Kuntz will have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That's all still to come. Stay with us.
As the sun sets on another hot summer, let the experts at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa winterize and close your pool. Closing your swimming pool is the most important service to get right. Letting the professionals from Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa close your pool will ensure that you won't cost yourself thousands of dollars in damage next year. Want to save a little money? Consider dropping the water level yourself and save. Don't wait. Blue Lagoon's pool closing schedule is filling up quickly. Call today.
It's the pickleball event of the year. Shake and Bake by the Lake at Wapato Point Resort in Manson, October 6th through 8th. Open to the public for all ages and skill levels. Register now until September 15th. Go to moretomanson.com and click on the events link to register, or go to pickleballbrackets.com. Book a stay and see all the amazing amenities Wapato Point Resort has to offer. Walk to Manson restaurants, wineries, and more. It's the Wapato Point Resort Shake and Bake by the Lake Pickleball Tournament, October 6th through 8th in Manson.
Wenatchee Ag Supply was first established back in 1933 and has become a staple resource for the agricultural community in north central Washington. In tonight's feature story, General Manager Carrie McCauley spoke with NCWLIFE News on how the company plans to celebrate its 90th anniversary this weekend.
Hi, I'm Carrie McCauley. I'm the General Manager here at Ag Supply Company of Wenatchee. And I've been the General Manager here for roughly 5 years. Ag Supply has gone through a lot of changes. It started in 1933. I wasn't around for the first bunch of years, but the important part is the agricultural community, and that's what Ag Supply is about, is the community. And it was started by the farmers, for the farmers, and for the community as a whole. And those changes have been drastic over the years, but since I've been here, we've really shifted and teamed up with Ace Hardware, because it's also a cooperative. And so we're running our local businesses, all that capital stays here, and we're supporting the whole community. So our petroleum and propane heavily supports our ag side, so do our stores, but it also supports the rest of our communities because the communities change over time. So this is for everybody. Ag Supply is definitely a community-based, agricultural supported cooperative. So this Saturday, September 16th, here at our Wenatchee store in downtown Wenatchee, we are having our 90th anniversary celebration. And so we are going to have an event from 11 to 2 that we're going to be celebrating with the important things, food with Spiva. Cooking's going to be out there, working with the Traegers and the Big Green Eggs and giving out samples. Then we're going to have fun things for the kids. We're going to be playing cornhole, of course, because why wouldn't you? And then we're going to have the maze, a hay maze for the kids to go through. We're going to have our petroleum and propane trucks out here for the kids to be able to touch and climb in and all that fun stuff. As well as then we'll do some product demonstrations with like the Ego products. And then of course to always make it exciting, every half an hour we'll be giving away some type of a prize, whether it be like an Ego product or feed or just a variety of things. I can't even remember what we decided we're going to give away, but it'll be fun. And we're going to do that from 11 to 2, like every half an hour. And just an overall time for the customers, the members, the employees, just to get together and celebrate 90 years of Ag Supply. I will absolutely be here. My time on Saturday will probably be spent first making sure everybody can park somewhere because it's going to be a pretty crowded area. 2, I love to play with the product. So you'll probably find me riding on like an Ego mower that you can drive around or blowing things or playing cornhole with the kids. So I will absolutely be here. And then hanging around Sam Spiva, tasting his cooking. I'll absolutely be here for the whole thing. Well, I would like to say for all of our customers who have been with us forever, our members and our customers, that we really appreciate all your support over the 90 years. I see us as in this together to make, Wenatchee just a great place, and I think we have, and I think we're part of it. The community's awesome and supports us. We get to support it, and I just really hope we can keep that up for another 90 years.
Dan Coons filling in for Grant Olson on what's turning in to be the last gasp of summertime. 2023, the autumnal equinox is on the 23rd. It's also in the evening. That's just when it is, when summer officially becomes autumn. Taking a look at our Around a Rock camera, as taking the big spotlight, of course, is Turtle Rock. They call it Turtle Rock because it's shaped like a giant rock. Also, air quality. A little nicer today. It was kind of in the moderate area because we had those wildfires. There are not much wildfires up in the Lake Wenatchee area, but it's enough to dirty up the air. That's going to change a little bit, as you can see, because we're going to have a little bit of some breeze kicking up. Not so much for the Wenatchee Valley on Saturday, but certainly on Sunday, you'll see those winds kicking up. Good news, scouring out the skies. Bad news, elevated fire risk and very low relative humidities, especially in the afternoon. So we're still not out of the woods. We've had wildfires, of course, in September and in October. Your 5-day outlook, as you can see, we're going to top off with the warmest temperatures near record highs for Wenatchee on Saturday, slightly cooler on Sunday, and then that rock is going to start tumbling down the hill come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's actually going to start feeling like autumn for the last full week of summer. So let's get to the almanac. Unofficially at Payneborn today, 87 degrees. That is about 10 degrees warmer than normal. And the one thing you'll notice, those days are really getting short now. Today's sunrise and sunset gave us a little over 12 and a half hours of daylight. Sunrise tomorrow is going to be about an hour later. About a minute later. Sunset tomorrow is going to be about 2 minutes earlier. We're losing about 3 minutes of daylight a day until we get to the autumnal equinox at the end of next week. And we are still in a drought, even though we had a slightly wetter than normal August, still not enough to get us off the schneid as far as where we should be precipitation-wise. All right, moving forward to as far as what we're looking at tomorrow and the rest of the day today, well, tomorrow's highs near record high, 91. Our forecast high for tomorrow for the Wenatchee Valley, record high 92. They have a setback in 1991. We're going to be bumping up against that. Again, we're going to see a little bit more direct sunlight because some of the smoke will be filtered out of the area because of the breeze that's expected to kick up a little bit on Saturday and especially on Sunday. Moses Lake, Ephrata, everybody else right near the 90-degree mark with the exception, of course, of Leavenworth and Lake Wenatchee. High pressure is still large and in charge for another 72 hours or so, give or take a couple, but it can't hang on forever, and it is not. Beautiful day tomorrow. It's going to be unseason hot, which is a word that I'm not familiar with. I think that's supposed to be unseasonably. So it's going to be quite warm. Probably the last time we're going to get to 90. Very rarely past the middle of September do we ever get to 90 degrees, and we're not going to get to the 90s on Sunday. It's going to be a few degrees cooler. We were hoping for a little bit of rain. That ain't going to happen. Big change is going to be Sunday afternoon. You're going to notice it. Winds will be picking up. We'll start cooling down. We're going to cloud up on Sunday night, as a matter of fact. And as we slide into Monday, a few more clouds, more than we've seen in quite some time. And the temperatures will begin that gradual cool down to where we should be really this time of the year, mid-70s for your afternoon highs on Monday. Little windy on Monday. You notice those pressure gradients are tightening just a little bit. They'll be tightening a little bit more on Tuesday. No real significant wind event we are expecting, but it is going to be a little bit breezy. And again, you combine that with the low relative humidity. We have had significant wildfires in late September and early October in the north central Washington area. Knock on wood, or my head, which is made of wood. Hopefully that won't happen. We continue to cool down a little bit. We'll see quite a bit of cloud cover, as a matter of fact, on Wednesday. We get down to the last couple of days of summer on Thursday and Friday. Again, right around just a few degrees below where we should be this time of the year. By the time we get to Thursday, mid-70s, that's our normal high, right around 75 or so. And of course, we'll have less and less daylight, which means less and less radiant heat hitting the earth. So even if we do have quite a bit of clear skies, it's still not going to warm up a great deal because those overnight lows will be getting chilly, perhaps maybe even into the 40s in many locations. So that's what we're looking at as far as your forecast into the week. And finally, let's take one more look at it. 87, our unofficial high today, 91, almost a record high on Saturday. Don't know if we're going to get there. Depends really on how much smoke we have in the Wenatchee Valley. We start cooling down on Sunday. The winds will be picking up a little bit. Quite a bit of wind on Monday and Tuesday. As you can see, the temperatures continue at slow decline. Hopefully a raindrop or two on Wednesday. Don't hold out too much hope. Back to the sunshine and seasonal temperatures on Thursday. At your forecast, still to come, sports on a busy Friday. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hibis Public Market is on the move to make parking, dining, shopping, and events an even better experience for our community. Check out the progress that has already been made towards the revitalization. The West Side project is well on its way, but we need your help to get over the finish line. All donations are greatly appreciated and can be made online at our website or in person at the business office. We want to thank those who have already partnered with us. You are helping make the place we love a better place for our community to meet.
We're turning up the heat with the hottest deals of the year. Right now, during the hot summer clearance sale, only at Click It RV. #1 in sales and service. The best RV brands. Over 1,000 to choose from. And the best deals of the year on remaining 2023 model year-end clearance with incredible 30% off. Brand new RVs discounted up to 30%. Save thousands. Plus, no payments until 2024. During the hot summer clearance sale. Now, only at Click It RV. 5 Superstore locations. Hurry in today.
Whether you call it the Bridge of Sportsmanship or the Battle of the Bridge, it's a great tradition between Eastmont and Wenatchee that goes back to 1958. Now, Wenatchee dominated in the early years, but over the last decade, it's been mostly Eastmont to prevail in the Crosstown Rivalry. That rivalry is renewed tonight at Leibofto Field of the Apple Bowl when the Panthers host the Wildcats. Wenatchee's coming off its first win of the season over Mount Baker, which runs a similar offense to Eastmont. Coach Scott Devereaux is hoping that helps.
Yeah, it's very similar. You know, the trap and the counter series, you know, those are similar things. And last year we struggled just stopping the run no matter what. So that has been a focus this year for us.
Well, speaking of focus, rivalry week, probably no extra needed for you to keep these guys focused.
I wouldn't think so. You know, it's always circled on the calendar, especially for the upperclassmen, those seniors. They really focus on, you know, we want to beat Eastmont, and don't have to talk about focus or anything like that in a game this week.
So I assume, because I know you and I know this team especially would like to beat that team across the river for the first time in a while. So does that mean you throw the kitchen sink at it? You just, everything goes?
Well, I don't know about everything goes, but you know, you're week 3 of the season. Everybody has a couple tricks in their back pocket. Right. You know.
Well, we saw a few fake punts from you a few years ago in this game, and so.
Yeah, you know, you keep those things when you need them. You pull them out. Right. You know, they might have the advantage. They're more two-platoon than we are when it comes to that sort of thing, so they have more time to rep that stuff. But, you know, hopefully it doesn't come down to that. You know, if we have an opportunity, we see something, we'll call it. But otherwise, let's just line it up and play.
Eastmont comes into tonight with a 2-0 record and carry a 7-game winning streak against Wenatchee. Coach Michael Don is pleased with the progression of his Wildcats.
Yeah, I feel good about where we're at right now. I feel like we still got some improving to do, which is always good. Definitely haven't played our best football, and we're excited to try to keep getting better.
How's the focus been this week with Rivalry Week?
You know, we don't really talk about it too much. The only thing we do is outlaw purple. Other than that, it's just not something we spend too much time on talking about the rivalry. It is what it is, and, you know, obviously usually the kids might talk about it, but I'm actually kind of surprised at how many of the kids don't know each other anymore. Right. Like most of our kids are just like, I don't know, I don't hang out with any of them. So I don't know if it's this, you know, kind of right now. We've had years where it's pretty contentious. Kids know each other. I don't think this is one of those years.
Well, for them, obviously, it's been on the losing side of that matchup for a long time now, a number of years. And do you expect them to kind of throw the kitchen sink at you to try to get you off your game?
You know, yeah, they always do a good job, and I have a feeling that, you know, they're gonna try to take care of the ball, pound the rock, and, you know, they'll have some things in. I mean, a few years ago they ran like 3 fake punts on us, and they all worked. And you know, they're gonna do what it takes to win, and I think they'll be well prepared, and we just got to be ready to go.
Wenatchee quarterback Jake Devereaux says he'd like to break the streak against Eastmont, but is also focused on other goals down the road.
Means a lot. I'm more, it's weird. When I was younger, I was like, I just want to beat Eastmont. Now I want to beat Eastmont. I want to go to the playoffs. It's more just to go to the playoffs.
But to get there, I mean, you got to win your games, right?
We just got to win games, no matter who it is, Eastmont, whatever. We'll be
so, you know, talked to the Eastmont guys before I came here to talk to you guys, and they don't really, you know, it's not quite the rivalry it once was because you guys really don't know each other all that well, like it maybe was in the day. Is that true?
I mean, I know them very well. I mean, I played AAU basketball against them since I was like 10 years old. I know them all, and yeah, I like the rivalry still, so yeah.
Eastmont quarterback Luke Gale says even though they come into tonight's game 2-0, they can continue to improve, especially in offense.
We beat those teams, and we still, offensively especially, still left points up on the board. I think we could play a lot better these next few weeks, really start to dial in, and yeah, I think we'll be all right.
So what means more to you in this game against Wenatchee? First Big 9 game, or the fact that it's Wenatchee?
I mean, a little bit of both. Everybody loves the Crosstown Rivalry. You know, a lot of those guys been playing against or with some of those guys, you know, growing up. So it's always it's probably more of a Wenatchee than a league game. But
tune in for our pregame tonight at 6:30 with yours truly right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, the Big Nine schedule actually got underway last night with Sunnyside visiting Kennewick at Lamson Stadium. Lions hammered the Grizzlies 42-7. Moses Lake will try to go 3-0 tonight at home against Eisenhower at 7 o'clock, while Davis hosts West Valley. Prosser got a scare from Grandview last night in CWAC play, hanging on for a 20-13 win. East Valley visits Heritage in Vancouver. That game already underway. Ephrata's in Othello tonight at 7 o'clock, while Ellensburg hosts Sela. Cashmere has a 6 o'clock kickoff at home against College Place. 7 o'clock games have Chelan at Cle Elum. Quincy's hosting Tonasket. Brewster's at Cascade. Omak at Okanagan in the backyard brawl. B schedule has Waterville Mansfield and Wilbur Creston Keller tonight at 7. Enniad's hosting Oroville. Bridgeport's at Republic. Lake Roosevelt hosts Mabton. Tomorrow, Manson faces Asotin in the Pine Bowl at Whitworth College. That starts at 2 o'clock. Turning to the Les Schwab Prep swimming and diving scoreboard from yesterday. Wenatchee topped Eisenhower, West Valley, and Davis down at Lions Pool in Yakima. 122 points for the Panthers. On the pitch, Brewster and Chelan played to a scoreless tie. Omak peppered Patera 6-3. Sela stops Ephrata 1-0. Coming up tomorrow, Warden's at Quincy at 11 a.m., while Manson hosts Lake Roosevelt. Cascade is home against East Valley at noon. The 1 o'clock games have Cashmere at Overlake. Okanagan's in Cle Elum. Adna faces Tonasket in Quincy. Moses Lake hosts Eastmont. Wenatchee's on the road at Sunnyside. Prep volleyball last night. Moses Lake topped Eastmont 3-1. Wenatchee remained undefeated and has yet to lose a set, sweeping Sunnyside. Other winners included East Valley, Ellensburg, Quincy, Lake Roosevelt, Liberty Bell, Manson, and Pateras. Official shortages means the place in volleyball today as Pateras hosts who are they hosting? There you go, Curlew. Waterville Mansfield visits Wilbur Creston Keller. Tomorrow, Ephrata hosts a big multi-school tournament. That begins bright and early at 8 o'clock. Brewster plays at Cashmere at 12:30. Wenatchee's on the road at Gonzaga Prep. That'll start at 2:30 in the afternoon. Busy final weekend at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval begins today, as a matter of fact. The highlight of the day is the Jerry Burschauer 125 for the Jerry's Auto Supply Pro Late Models. The Inex Legends are also racing for their Wenatchee Cup this weekend. Tomorrow's action features the Neil Newberry 125 for the Northwest Super Late Models. Gates open today. In fact, racing getting underway here shortly. The gates will open tomorrow at 3:30 with racing at 5. Go to WVSO.com for information and tickets. Also, the Wenatchee Wild wrap up the exhibition schedule in the Tri-Cities this weekend. Wenatchee's facing the Spokane Chiefs at the Toyota Center in Kennewick. Right now, the preseason schedule will wrap up tomorrow at 6:05 against the host Americans. Regular season opens a week from tonight at the Town Toyota Center here in Wenatchee, when the Wild hosts the Portland Winterhawks. We had Austin Drade on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. You can see that interview with Dan if you head to our website at ncwlife.com. Our college football teams will play tomorrow afternoon. Eastern Washington hosts Southeast Louisiana on the red carpet at 1 o'clock on ESPN+. 8th-ranked Washington visits Michigan State at 2 on the Peacock Network. 23rd-ranked Washington State hosts Northern Colorado at 2 o'clock. That'll be on the Pac-12 Network. Central Washington is home in Ellensburg against Angelo State at Tomlinson Stadium. That kicks off at 6. Seahawks are on the road in Detroit to face the Lions on Sunday. Bobby Wagner says Detroit presents a balanced attack and that Seattle Davidson will have to be ready for the run and the pass. DK Metcalf admitted that his effort was not his best last weekend in the loss to the Rams. He says they've been very focused this week in practice preparing for the Lions.
Everybody's pretty much disappointed, with how we played and how we went out there and, performed during week 1 after the great practices that we had during training camp. But I think we're all just prepared to just get to Detroit and just go out there and just ready to play Sunday, because it's just a bad taste in our mouth right now, because it's not the team that we wanted to be, and it's not who we aspire to be or what we want to put out there on film. So just ready to play, ready to get out there and practice and just move forward.
Kickoff Seattle and Detroit 10 o'clock Sunday morning on Fox. Mariners begin a weekend series against the Dodgers at T-Mobile Park tonight. Los Angeles is 88-57 while they send 9-game winner Bobby Miller to the mound to face George Kirby. Mariners are 81-65 and in the thick of the playoff hunt. First pitch tonight at 7:10. That's on Root Sports Northwest. Only one game played in the American League West yesterday. Texas continued its winning streak with a 9-2 win in Toronto. The victory moved the Rangers within a half game of Houston for first first in the division. Seattle enters the weekend a game and a half back. Tampa Bay beat Baltimore 4-3 to extend its lead for the top wildcard playoff spot to 9 games. Texas remains a game in front of Seattle for the second spot, while the Mariners are a game and a half in front of the Blue Jays. Boston and New York traded wins yesterday in a doubleheader, with the Red Sox taking the opener 5-0. Yankees winning the nightcap 8-5. They both remain 7.5 games out of the final wildcard playoff spot. Whew, that's a lot. That's a sports, and have a happy weekend.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or on our website, ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call, 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL. I'm Jefferson Robbins, in for Grant Olson. Thanks a lot for being with us. Have a great weekend.